Hello, gardeners, and welcome to Mid-American Gardener. This is the show where we talk about plants and maybe bugs, maybe diseases. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but this is really a good time of year to talk about it. Spring is in the air. Thank you for watching. My name is Diane Nolan, and I teach horticulture at the University of Illinois in the Crop Sciences Department in the College of Aces. So I'll answer questions about cut flowers or maybe perennials. Let's find out who's here because we've got a great panel. So let's go first to you, Dr. Don White.
Yes, I'm Don White, and I'm Emeritus Professor of Plant Pathology. And while on the faculty, I taught introductory plant pathology, diseases of field crops, and diseases of ornamentals of turf grasses, and did research on corn diseases with emphasis on genetic resistance. When I retired, I became a master gardener, and it's something I kind of enjoy, because this way my wife gets me out of the house, I think. And do I get to show my show and tell?
Go for it.
Some of the women maybe know these little baggies, the little mesh baggies that quite often have presents for bridal showers and things like that. They have another use. You get flowers after they've done dropping petals and whatnot. You put them over, cinch them up. What that does is that keeps the seed in the bag, and that way those pretty little goldfinches that I feed all the time won't come and eat the cyst seed. Also, it's a great thing to use for something like bloodroot, because the bloodroot, the seeds will drop out on the ground very quickly. And so this way they get to mature, and then you just take them, break it over, and you got them bagged up. You can do whatever you want to with them.
I like the idea about bloodroot, and didn't you say one
Also use Jack in the Pulpit.
Jack in the Pulpit, that
way
would be great.
they can mature and kind of start to really mature on the plant.
And the mesh bag kind of alerts your attention to the location. I like that.
Yeah, and I keep saying, I've been wanting to get some of the ones that are real decorative so I can see if the squirrels will lay there and laugh.
Yeah, those squirrels, look out.
I got deer too. I was waiting for one of them to try to eat one of those things.
Yeah, that would not be so tasty, but I love that tip. Thank you very much, Don.
You're welcome.
And now let's go on to Candace Hart in the middle.
Yes, thanks for having me. So my name is Candace Hart. I'm a horticulture educator with University of Illinois Extension here in the Central Illinois, three-county area. And my focus is kind of home horticulture with an emphasis on flowers, so annuals, perennials, cut flowers, that kind of area, as well as succulents, which is what I brought with me today. Succulents continue to be really popular with gardeners. You go out to any garden center nowadays and they're bound to have a section on succulents, which is great. But I love them because they're really low maintenance. This container I brought here today has probably been in this for about 3 to 4 years. So they're really long-lived plants, which is great. But what I love about it is that you could put something like this out on your patio, on a table for the summer. You don't have to water it very frequently, give it plenty of sunshine, and it really thrives. And then when the temperatures cool down in the fall, you can bring it inside, either have it as a house plant, put it in a bright location, or if you're like myself, I just put it in the garage, let it kind of go dormant for the season, and then bring it back out in the spring, start to water it again, and it'll freshen right up. So they're really easy to grow as long as you're not overwatering. That's really the biggest tip, is to not overwater, and they do great.
That's such a good idea about the garage, though, because then you can relax, you can rest from constant watering at least once a month or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always like succulents, and you're continuing it on. That's really great. They're so interesting. Thank you, Candace, very much. And now, well, let's go to the buggy guy next to me, Dr. Phil Nixon.
Hi, I'm Phil Nixon. I'm an extension entomologist with the University of Illinois, which means I do insects, bugs. And I want to talk today about emerald ash borer, and this one's a little bit on the large side, but it's a large model of what the emerald ash borer actually looks like. The emerald ash borer itself is really only about a ½ inch long, so there's one kind of in plastic right there. But this is what it looks like if it really gets enlarged and so on. And they're about 1/8 inch wide, and they come out of holes that are D-shaped, flat on one side, rounded on the other, and they will be coming out in typically in the central part of Illinois, Missouri, Indiana, Ohio, probably somewhere around the early part to the middle part of May, and really we can treat for emerald ash borer with a imidacloprid, which is sold as bare advanced tree and shrub, and also with dinotefuran, which is sold as ortho tree and shrub. And these can be applied to the soil within 18 inches of the trunk line, of the base of the trunk, and once a year, and this will be taken up by the tree and help protect the tree. And what it does is prevent the larvae, which get up to 1.5 inches long and look very similar to this, from tunneling underneath the bark and girdling off the tree and killing the tree. Now these can all be applied by a landscaper or an arborist, and they also have emamectin benzoate, which is sold as triage, that they can inject, and it will last for 2 years. But if you want to save your trees, your ash trees, green ash, white ash, blue ash, you need to treat these for probably about 20 years when all the other trees die off from emerald ash borer, and then yours will be left, and there won't be enough emerald ash borer around for the guys to find the gals, and then they'll kind of die off.
Wow. Well, this is a great visual. A little bit frightening, but then when you realize it's larger than life size.
Oh, it's just kind of cuddly like a teddy
Oh,
bear.
yeah, right. It's buggy. Thank you, Phil. That's really good. Easy to see. Well, join me on Thursday, May 25th for a Mid-American Gardener field trip. We'll visit Danville Gardens for a very special gardening demonstration, and then we're off to Country Arbors Nursery in Urbana for a time with Shane and his favorite perennials. You'll have lots of time to shop at each location. Then it's back to Campbell Hall for dinner and a seat in the live studio audience for the 25th anniversary episode, 25 years of Mid-American Gardener. After the show, we'll celebrate with coffee and cake and plenty of garden talk. So visit will.illinois.edu/willtravel for more information or call 217-333-7300. So we hope you'll join us. We're going to have lots of fun. I guarantee it. Well, let's go to our next segment, and that is Did You Know? A sunflower isn't just composed of one large flower, but hundreds of small flowers called florets. All right, let's go to our phone lines now. And on line 2, Mary has a question about tomatoes. Hi, Mary.
Hi. My tomatoes I planted from seed, and some I saved, some I bought, now are getting white on their leaves. I want to know what's wrong with them.
White underneath, white above, or what
The
is?
whole leaf, it just got white. They almost look variegated.
Is it all the leaves that are turning white, or just the new ones, or just the old ones, or?
That's the first set of tomato leaves.
Okay, the bottom leaves?
Yes.
What will happen many times is as plants are growing, they will, if they're a little bit short of nutrients, they will tend to rob from the lower leaves what's going on, and that may be a factor that they're actually taking the nutrients out of those leaves to help feed the upper leaves. You might be a little bit short on nutrients associated with it. There are some herbicides that can cause the leaves to turn whitish or all white, and then typically the plant will die. And that's why I kind of asked you if all the leaves were white or not. If it was just the lower ones, it's probably not that. It could also be, but it's probably related to a nutrient deficiency, I would suspect, in the soil, and giving a little bit of fertilization might help them, give them a boot in the roots, so to speak.
Okay, boot in the root. All right, I'm going to remember that. Let's go on to Susan's question about Mugo pine on line 3. Hi there, Susan.
Yeah, hi, how's it going?
Doing great.
I just want to know if there's any way to stop the sawfly, those caterpillars, from hatching.
You can't keep them from hatching, but you can do something about it once they do hatch. European pine sawfly will hatch out in the spring on 2 and 3 needle pines, which are going to be Mugo pines, Scotch pines, and Austrian pines primarily. And they'll feed in groups of 25 or to 30. and they'll feed along needles, eat the edges of the needles off, and you can find them, and because they feed in groups, and if you go up and frighten them a little bit, they'll throw their heads and tails up in the air in unison. Makes them easier to see because they kind of blend in with the foliage very well, kind of green stripes on them, and you can spray those with the carbaryl, which is sold as 7, or a pyrethroid insecticide labeled for pine trees, or you can hand pick them off. But really, they're not going to do any serious damage to the health of the tree. They eat the second, third year needles, and about the time they're done eating, new needles will come out from the candle. So all you do is you get funky looking shoots that have just a little spritz of leaves at the top, but the rest of it is kind of bare if you don't do anything at all. So you kind of have your choices there. It's not a real threat to the health of the tree. But there's no way to really keep them from happening because those eggs are laid in the needles and they're going to hatch when it's time to hatch.
To stop them from laying the eggs or anything.
Nope, no. By controlling the larvae, of course, you keep them from pupating down underneath a tree and coming out as adults, which will mate and then lay eggs. But if you've got a lot of neighbors that aren't doing anything, then they don't respect property lines, and they're going to come in and lay eggs on your trees. Not much you can do about that.
You could think of them as somewhat bonsai'd if you have just a little bit.
Well,
of,
if it's bonsai, they'd be knocking back the tops, not the bottoms.
oh well, then still, it's a good.
They just look kind
good
of
to
weird.
know that they're not going to kill it. Okay, all right. Thank you for your question, and let's move on to Paul's question about something about emerald ash borer. Very appropriate on line 4.
Hi, Diane. Love the show.
Thank you.
Phil,
Yes.
how effective is BT Galleria on emerald ash borer? As long as you could get it up in the canopy, wouldn't the BT be effective on the beetle form?
To my knowledge, the Bacillus thuringiensis galleria, also called grub stop, and I think it's beetle stop or something like that. To my knowledge, has only been shown to be effective against Japanese beetles, and can be used associated with both the adults as Japanese beetles on up on the tree, and then also on the white grubs that'll feed on the grass roots. It doesn't give as much control as the chemical insecticides that are available, but does give adequate control. I don't really know about any efficacy or effectiveness associated with emerald ash borer. The way the systemics work primarily that I just talked about is that they get into the leaves and kill the beetles when they feed on the leaves. And I really don't know that this type of product would be effective against the emerald ash borer. It may be, I'm just not aware of it being labeled for it or having any research done on it.
Okay, which probably there's a reason for that.
Well,
Okay.
I don't
You
read
never-
everything
yeah,
all
you never
the time.
know.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay. All right. Well, good question. And let's now go on to Jane's question. And it's about moving a young maple tree. Let's go to line 6 next. Oh, excuse
Hi,
me, line
Diane.
5. Is this
I'm
Jane?
from Petersburg.
Okay.
And we have a young maple tree, and we'd like to move that. So when would the best time be to dig it up and move it?
Okay, I'm looking at Dawn and Candace now.
How young is young?
Yeah.
What's the diameter of the tree at about chest height?
Okay, diameter is about, I'm guessing, maybe 5 inches, 6 inches.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
a,
That's a big tree.
Of the trunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Is it what?
that's
of
a,
the trunk.
Right, yeah.
Aha. About the only thing that you're going to be that's kind of iffy.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get a somebody that has a tree spade, or has people that knows how to ball and burlap the tree, and probably a lot of these trees are best moved in the fall, and then the roots will have a chance to grow anytime that the ground's thawed out in the winter, and get a new growth in the spring. But when you got a tree that's big, it might stun it severely, and it could pass away.
Yeah, it'd be difficult at that.
I was thinking a
size.
little bit more like an
Yeah.
inch.
Yeah,
So
young, I
just
was thinking
imagining
about
too.
this wide, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's good you asked that question to follow up. Okay, well, that's a little more of a project than you thought, but it probably is worth it as well. Well, let's go on to Kathleen's question, and she has, oh no, a creeping Charlie question on line 6. Kathleen?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, it's spring. Every time it rains, the creeping Charlie grows like kudzu. And I can hire somebody or put on for the lawn their products, but it's in my perennial beds. Is there anything you can sprinkle or dissuade this stuff with that won't kill your flowers?
You
I
could move.
wish. Yeah. Unfortunately, any of the herbicides that you're going to use are typically going to be broadleafs, which are also going to hit the other perennials nearby. So it'd be great to be able to kind of target spray, but if they're that close to the other perennials, that's really difficult. So unfortunately, getting down there and pulling them out with your hands and trying to get as much of it as possible is kind of the best tactic, unfortunately. And putting up some type of border, maybe around those beds, to keep more from creeping in from the lawn next time. I wish there was an easy way.
They do their thing.
Yeah.
I know, I can't remember who, one of the panelists said that they do a paintbrush, like
Yeah,
a,
you
a
could do
sponge,
that. Yeah.
a sponge brush.
Yeah,
I
paint
think.
it on the, yeah.
But
With
If
still,
you
Roundup.
got time, yeah.
very targeted.
Yeah, paint it with Roundup
Yeah.
with a brush.
Yeah.
So, well, it'll keep us always active, Creeping Charlie will, unfortunately. Well, I'm going to take one more question. We'll go back to our panelists. Let's go to Carl's question, and he's on line 2, and it's about peach trees. Hi, Carl.
Hi, thank you for taking my call. I have a problem every year on my nectarine trees and all my peach trees. The leaves, they seem like they curl up and get like a big wart on them. And that doesn't affect the harvest of the fruit, but then after a while, they'll all fall off on the ground.
Oh, bless you, that's mine.
Yes, it is.
The
That's why I
disease-
wanted to take it.
Yes, the disease is peach leaf curl. It's a fungus, and what happens, the fungus survives in the bark. It grows a lot like a yeast. And what will happen in the spring of the year, the spores are washed onto young leaves. They can only penetrate young leaves. They penetrate the leaf, and they'll cause that newly developing leaf to increase the number of cells. So you'll get a lot more cells than normal, and they're not well organized. So that's the reason why they'll curl and twist. And if you get enough curling and twisting, then they'll drop. You should just consider a fungicide, usually in the spring, usually right before the buds come out, and that way you kill the fungus in the bark crevices. If you've had a lot of problems with it for years, then I'd go ahead and spray it when the leaves come out again. There's quite a few fungicides that'll work. Just look for something that's recommended for peach leaf curl.
Yeah, I knew that would be your
Oh, thank
your
you.
one, yes. Well, I think the next one could be for everybody. I'm going to go ahead and take this one too. On line 3, Kate has a question for us about trees, and we want to hear your question.
Hi.
Hi there.
I do have a question. I need some advice. I live on a hill. I'm downhill from my next door neighbor, and over the years, all of our trees have come down for various reasons. Now, I go out my back door and I'm looking right at them on their deck. I'm trying to decide what kind of a tree I can plant. We have a 6-foot wooden fence between us, but it's not tall enough. And we don't have real good soil here. I think it's called loess, L-O-E-S-S. It's sure not black dirt. I was wondering if something like a crabapple might be screening enough. And I saw a weeping crab at a nursery, and it looked like it might kind of spread out. And they take to a lot of soils around here, don't they? Aren't they a native?
Crab apples are.
Yeah.
I think the weeping one is a little more of
Yeah.
a specialized. But okay,
Yeah.
who wants to chime in?
Well, I don't know that the weeping one would probably be your best option, because you'd have to check the height on it. A lot of those weeping, and I don't know about weeping crab in particular, but a lot of those are grafted, so they only reach kind of a certain height, so that may not actually do as much screening as you thought. A standard crab apple, though, and look for, if you do that, look for some disease resistance, look for a good cultivar of crab apple, but that might work.
They said this one would get 15 feet tall and up to 15 feet wide,
Okay.
which would be good, but I just wonder, you think just any crab would do well in soil like this? It's more
Why do you want a
prairie
crab
soil.
apple? Why is it that you're
Yeah,
restricting
did you
it
hear
to a
his-
crab apple?
Dawn was asking why were you targeting a crabapple? For
They
flowers?
grow fairly quickly,
Right.
and they're pretty. Nice flowers, usually decent foliage.
They're beautiful this year.
They are beautiful.
And some are
this year.
past
The spring
already,
was- the spring was good.
If you with that less soil, you could add, of course, mulch and or it'll break down into organic matter over time and build up the moisture retention. But we can give her other suggestions for trees. But I do like crabapple, and do look for fire blight resistant and ones that are
Apple scab.
and apple
apple
scab
scab,
resistant. Yes.
Yeah. I would think about some natives too. I mean, see what else would be native for you. Service berries might be a good option if you like the flowering aspect of it. Red buds are great, but those aren't, the height may not be enough for you
And
too.
not super long lived, but
Yeah.
they're really nice trees.
Yeah.
If I was in your place, being an introvert and an isolationist, I'd plant a row of arborvitae, which would get up to 40 to 60 feet, and you wouldn't even know you had a neighbor after a while.
Yeah.
And
thought of
they're
that.
pretty narrow. They're not going to be more than about 4 feet wide, and so they don't take up a whole lot of your yard. But man, you're talking about a living screen that's going to have a foliage on it year round, and will grow in almost any kind of soil. That to me would be kind of what I would do. I have them planted on my property line as a windbreak, and they work great.
And what about some arborvitaes with a few crab apples
There you go.
to have the nice
With the
combination?
dark foliage
Yeah.
offsetting the
Oh.
flowers,
In front
and
of those,
yeah,
We're
okay.
really going now.
Yeah, we're gonna-
But it would be a nice
But
contrast.
that would give you year-round screening too, as opposed to the crab, which would just be.
But there are some upright arborvitaes that'll get up 20, 30, 40 feet tall fairly quickly.
Yeah, so we did love that question very much, so that's good. Well, Dawn, do you have another
I do.
question? Or
We'll
show and
talk
tell?
about buying for
Good.
planting. Here's what I like. Here we have a plant. What I do when I want to go buy things at the garden center, I look at the root system, and I look for nice white roots, all right, because those are healthy. And of course, sometimes the garden center doesn't really like me taking things out. But if the soil starts falling off of you, that's not good.
Yeah.
Now I have some slides here that you might want to look at. They'll show you some disease specimens. Here we have Pythium root rot. It causes the roots to get kind of mushy and off color. Next slide. And the way you can tell Pythium is you can pull on the root. The outer part comes right off. The center will stay in. The outer part is the cortex. The inner part is the steel. And the steel is protected for a while. Next one. Here we have 3 plants ranging from healthy, you can see the white, quite a bit of disease, and then really diseased. Now what's going to happen with the Pythium fungi, they're always found in soil. So when you plant this thing, it's going to get some root rot anyway. And here we have in a horticulture greenhouse on campus when Diane was a student, okay? She didn't do it, but they were just there. Next slide.
Was she that small?
Yeah. Next one, hit it. Here we have Rhizoctonia, and it can go right up the stem. And Rhizoctonia is favored by hot, dry environmental conditions. Next slide. You should be able to see some red color. And this can be a real beast on some of these potted plants. So what's going to happen when you look for plants, look at the root system as well as the top. You can pinch back the tops. The fungi will pinch the roots for you. So I kind of look at the roots. You get better established plants and go from there.
Very good. Well, we're going to do a quick one here, and I don't know. I hope you don't mind, Candace, but I was going
Go
to.
ahead.
I think Phil's got a quick
ahead.
one right here, so we watch our end of the show.
Craig sent in an email, and this happened actually in September, but it's a good time to be talking about it now. And he says, I've had wasps all over my hummingbird feeders, and so in order to avoid them, essentially put another feeder off to the side to kind of take them away from them with some sugar water. And then he noticed this picture, which had a bunch of honeybees on it. He's getting concerned that what he put out there to deflect the wasps from the hummingbird feeder are now causing the honeybees to come to this and maybe not be pollinating plants like they should. Well, any critter's going to take advantage of what's going to be available and use what's there, and beekeepers will put out sugar water to feed their hives if they're a little bit short, as long as it's not right next to the hive to where the bees have to go for a ways. Chances are good if there's flowers before they get there, they will go ahead and take advantage of those. But to stop the problem to start with is you take a paintbrush and you paint the yellow flowers on your hummingbird feeder red. The hummingbirds are coming to red. They don't care about yellow, but yellow is a high insect attractant, and you'll get them coming to that yellow color. So paint your yellow flowers on your hummingbird feeders red, no problem.
No problem. Okay. Well, we want to thank you so much for watching the show, and have a great week getting out there and gardening. Bye-bye.